Hey everyone, welcome to the Doozy podcast.
You're probably thinking, why the word doozy? What does that even mean?
Well, the word doozy means something that's extraordinary or outstanding of its kind.
And we are not that, but we want to be.
So this is the podcast where we give you all the tools you need to become successful in life.
And the best part is we are going to learn how to be successful ourselves while teaching you how to be successful yourself.
That's right, I'm Alex Stubb.
I'm Matthew McLachlan.
And I'm Andrew Goebel.
And today, we are going to learn how to travel abroad. Today's episode is also sponsored by BotticelliFoods.com. Use the promo code Doozy, D-O-O-Z-Y, to check out for 10% off. Please buy it.
I got my passport. I'm ready
It's
to
the
go.
only way we'll be able to travel abroad.
If you're filled with the Italian cuisine of Botticelli's.
It's like traveling abroad.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So let me ask, how many broads have you guys traveled?
Oh. Okay.
I'll give him a little bit. It's
Yeah,
fine.
see, I didn't write it down on my notes, but I was like, there is going to be an Alex Broad joke.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right out the gate.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we did it, and I'm glad.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we
speaking
really-
I'm going to double down for the next 20 minutes.
Speaking of abroad, Alex has
just
done a
kidding.
lot of abroads, right?
We really had to get it out of the way first.
Okay,
It's
we
like ripping
did,
the
we
Band-Aid
did.
off, you know?
Yes.
Ripping the broad off.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Have you guys traveled abroad?
Technically you could say that. I mean, I have, but I was also born in another country.
You were born abroad?
I guess so. Born from abroad. You guys
Got him!
Got
You guys are doing great. Not often people are on either one of their sides.
Got him.
It's usually not them too.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I don't condone calling
You gonna let
women
him talk to you
abroad,
like that,
so
man? Come on, hit him back.
Hit them back with what? Abroad? Okay.
So you were born not of this country.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Illegally.
Illegally. I'm an illegal alien.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, where? Ireland, you said?
Scotland. Close.
Scotland.
Yeah,
You
close.
can't tell by the hair?
I'm not really paying attention to any of his features. To be
You
honest.
haven't been paying attention since 1997.
That's true.
That's true.
Wild.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah.
I've been to Italy,
Okay.
and that's pretty much it.
Cool. Cool.
Once?
Outside
Twice?
of there. Twice. Once when back in high school when I was with a choir and we sang in the Coliseum.
You're lying.
No. And I was also in a barbershop.
You knew that?
I was in a barbershop quartet.
No,
as
but
well.
I also was going to say I've been to Rome and I sang for the Pope. So I get you, man. High five. You know, we're on the same page today.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Watch out.
Yeah, you're both still American, so.
Yeah, it's true. That's right. I have traveled abroad a lot.
Okay.
When I was younger. And as an adult, nope. Because
Where'd you go?
Spain, Portugal, Canada, Italy. Yeah, I think that's really it. Those are the big ones. Those are it.
Why?
I was in a choir. I sang in all those places.
Oh,
Yeah, I was in the Archdiocesan Boys Choir of Philadelphia. So
nice.
that's all I got.
I was not in a choir. I don't, that's
Yeah,
what
we
you're
know
looking for.
that.
yeah, we can hear. Come on, have you heard our dulcet tones, dude? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've only been to Scotland?
I have been to Paris,
Oh, the city of
Okay.
Lou.
and I mean, going to a place that's just in the airport doesn't count. But I've been to Amsterdam, but only in the airport.
Okay.
So that wasn't really fun for like 12
I don't
hours.
think that counts.
You said for 12 hours? That almost counts. That's a little.
It's in the airport though. I don't think it counts.
Why?
It's like a full day.
Why
counts.
were you laid over for 12 hours?
Missed the connecting flight, and I thought it was only going to be 2 hours, but then the New York flight got pushed 2 hours, and so they wouldn't tell me what the connecting flight until I landed. Like when you land, everything will be sorted out. I was like, oh, okay.
So you had
and
to
then
sprint across.
no, the opposite. They're like, great, your next flight is at 8. I'm like, it's 9. They're like, yep. I'm like, wait, what? So I had to wait there, and I was like, should I just leave and go to Amsterdam? But it was a whole big thing, so I was like, I'm just going
I
to
would have just got wasted in the airport.
I think you did. He never said he
I'm
did.
getting wasted in the airport either way.
Yeah, I mean,
I had a bevy. But
Nice.
I didn't get wasted. I was just so like, oh my god, we'll be so tired. And then it was to Scotland. It was supposed to be Amsterdam, Scotland, and then they added a connecting flight. So at 8 o'clock, I had to go to Ireland and then wait 2 more hours and then go to Scotland. Yeah, not great. Traveling abroad, we'll get to this, is so great, but good God, can it be just the worst if things go south? Like you miss the connecting flights and all that stuff.
yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, not a fan.
Wild.
I love going, but it's tricky.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is there some place that you guys have wanted to travel to? But
Oh my
haven't
God,
yet?
yes. So
many.
I want to go to Japan. I want to go to New Zealand.
Yep, both.
I'd love to go to China and see what their whole deal is, because they have so many high-speed rails, and I don't understand like how. I'd love to see their infrastructure, because as a country, it's wild, and that'd be
I
fascinating.
like to go back to Paris. It'd be fun. Italy, for sure. Italy. Some
Amsterdam
Greece.
Airport.
Yeah, I
The
want to go to
Amsterdam airport.
on the one couch I found that I got to sleep
Yeah.
on. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How about you?
Dude, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Oh, what is
Okay.
I don't really care. I literally, I would die without seeing the Great Wall and be like, I don't care. If I do want to go travel like that, give me VR goggles and give me some like crazy drone shots of like the area and what's going on. That's
So you fucking love Soarin' in Disney
Yeah, I was gonna say,
World.
so
yeah,
like a Soarin',
give
like,
me
yeah.
a Soarin' in Disney. I'm cool.
Oh my God, I can
Otherwise,
smell the orange groves.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just don't. I went to Italy, spent like 10 grand, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm good.
That seems like a you problem, dude. Why the fuck?
Cases of wine. Like,
What?
You just got to spend $10,000 on wine, and I
No,
guess
the
you
flights,
just
the round trip flights for me and Lauren were like 5 grand. So it was crazy.
Oh, you went peak summer, right?
And also, yeah,
September,
what
yeah.
section were you in? What were you in the cheapest seats?
He was the
Yes.
He was the no, you weren't.
Cheapest seats.
No way.
No, you weren't. That couldn't have been.
That could not have been. That's so much money.
Yeah.
You're not convincing even yourself. You don't even know. You're giving the eyes like you're not sure.
No, well, it was around that. It was like 4 grand.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was like
Wow.
$1,000 each way.
So what did you spend $6,000 on? What didn't you spend $6,000 on?
Food, the hotels. No, actually, it was pretty cheap out there.
Yes. It's pretty cheap in a lot of places.
I don't
that's-
really know, to be honest.
Well, that
I'm
also
okay.
tracks.
I'm okay. Honestly, I'll just go to Epcot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh,
Like,
that's
let me-
actually
You'll
fair.
definitely spend
I'll just-
$10,000
Right.
there.
Epcot.
I'll just go to Epcot. I just don't. I don't know.
Have you ever drank around the world?
Yes.
Of course. You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Successfully.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
But
If you don't know what that means, Epcot has all these different countries and drinks you can purchase, and you get drunk around the world. And
Yeah, and so there's a bunch of kids making memories, and in the background is just a bunch of adults blacking out.
getting
and,
blasted,
it's,
yeah.
It's awesome. Epcot's the best.
okay.
you don't need to. You don't need to. You just feel like it's a lot of work for when you could just be here and get blasted here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just
Not
like,
everything's about getting blasted, dude.
I don't know if that's true for you.
That's a little. We gotta talk.
I don't know. Maybe Tokyo, you know. But then I gotta sit on a 15-hour plane ride, and then I don't know. I'm not into it.
You're a big naysayer on this one for some reason. I don't quite get it. I'm looking in your eyes. I
Maybe
thought
if I'm going with a group or something.
Yeah, I think
I need,
that's-
or you know what? Even like in America, I would not care to travel anywhere or visit a different city unless I was getting like paid to do it.
Okay.
And that was, true for all the stuff I've worked on. And I'd be like, oh, every other city in America besides California, Florida, Boston, New York, everything else is just a pop-up town. You know what I mean?
You chose some real winners in there too. All of it was some solid ground.
So, really excited about
Yeah.
I didn't know you hated traveling so much. This is gonna be a great.
I thought the opposite. I thought you were
I
a
thought
man
you were
about
a-
a man of the
yeah.
world.
Yeah,
I thought you were. I mean, look at your hat.
I mean, I am a man of the world, but I also hate it,
No.
Can't I go and enjoy something and also dislike the process?
No,
Why not?
that's I mean, okay, I guess whatever. I'm not gonna yuck your yum if your yum is blacking out on the travel and then just waking up there and hoping it's okay.
He does love drinking at airports.
There you go. We've talked about this.
That he loves to do. But then if he could just get through security to do that, then he would go home after.
But I'm so just like, okay, I go to the Great Wall, and I'm like, okay, now I gotta walk the whole Great Wall. Now I gotta walk.
You do not walk.
Now I gotta
the whole
walk
Great
the whole
Wall.
Great Wall. Now I gotta walk all the way back to the hotel. Now I'm gonna get eaten alive by bugs.
How big do you think the Great Wall is?
Fucking 200 miles.
Dude, it is months of walking long. It would take you like 3 months from one side to the other.
How long is it?
It is 13,000 miles. 13,000.
How did they build that?
That's why it's a wonder of the goddamn world.
That's why you gotta go to figure it out. I gotta walk it. And then walk
I gotta walk
Exactly.
it. Gotta walk back. Gotta walk
Holy
23,000.
What were they keeping out? What is that?
It's
I mean, they had nothing to do back then. I mean, they were bored, man. They had nothing
What else
to
did
do.
they have to do? Yeah.
this is an insane take.
They literally had nothing to do.
You know what this says? Guess how long it would take you to walk the Great Wall of China. Guess.
You said 3 months?
In months. I was so wrong.
9 months?
Definitely not.
Probably a couple of years. I'd say 2 or 3 years.
It would take 18 months to walk the Great Wall of China.
That's a year and a half, baby.
Are there like hotels and stuff along the way, or
There are like turrets you could probably camp in.
turrets? What the hell was this thing?
A wall.
It's a wall.
I gotta go learn.
There we
this.
go.
Check it
Okay,
out.
all right,
You know
all
what?
right, all
I'm
right.
on board.
He's on board the travel. We
But
got
then
him.
it's gonna be like another $20,000 to get out there.
All right, let's talk about these tips.
If we gave you roadies like every day we restock for you to drink while you walked it, would you do that? Just be like a cat.
What would happen was I'd walk halfway, and then I would be like,
Which again
and then I
is
would-
9 months of walking.
I'd walk halfway, and I'd get drunk halfway, and then I'd be like, I get lost on which way I was supposed to go.
Which you
And
can't
then
get lost
and then
because
I
it's
would
like
walk-
this big.
I'd start walking the wrong direction back.
Like this is the fucking snake way in
I
Dragon
would
Ball
walk.
Z. Like,
I'd be walking, and I'd be like, wait a second.
did I come from this way? You'd have to leave trail crumbs as you go.
Yeah.
Well, he'd have crushed up cans along the way. He'd be able to
crushed
find
up cans would be my
He'd
breadcrumbs.
be able to find his way.
perfect.
He knows
Right,
where
but
he's
then
going.
do they clean up at all, or?
Yes,
Yeah, they got
it's a
janitors.
monument, dude.
You know what I would do? I would try even to half or the full way. It says like it takes 18 months. I would try to do the toxic masculinity thing like Google Maps, where I would try to do it in 17 months or
Nice.
like 16. Like, okay, today I'm going to jog. the
So you'd
whole
be
time.
sprinting across. The,
Yeah, what's the fastest? I don't want to do it in. And then you know what? Today I'm just resting. Today's a rest day.
Today's a rest
And the next
day.
day I'm going to jog the whole day.
Why were there turrets?
Okay, we have
to get these tips.
What were they fighting?
So much.
They were keeping out other bits
so
of China.
many things.
Dragons.
Dragons.
All right, guys. These are the 8 tips of how to
Hey,
travel.
if you're
abroad.
traveling abroad and you want to just see stuff outside, then here are the top 8 tips.
If you want to get out of the U.S., you want to go see other places, you want to travel abroad, here they are. Here are the top 8 tips.
Tip number 8: get your paperwork
If you're
in.
looking to stretch your legs and really get out there and see the world and make something of yourself and explore the wonders of the world, this episode is for you. How to travel abroad. Here are the top 8 tips.
Tip number 8.
If you want to know, here are the tips.
Tip number 8: get your
Take it away,
paperwork in
Andrew.
order. Make sure
Anytime.
Make sure your passport
Start
is
now.
valid for at least 6 months beyond your travel dates. If your passport is expired or you can't find it, you're not going anywhere, friend. Check if you need a visa for your destination and apply early if requested. If vaccinations are necessary, get them well in advance. Fun topic of this paperwork. Do you guys have global entry?
No.
I do.
Cool.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
that means I'm a trusted citizen of the United States, and I can basically just walk through TSA and walk through customs.
Ew.
Yeah, because I can enter from the globally.
I have.
What's up?
I have dual citizenship to the
Okay.
UK, which means when I go over there, I'll use my UK passport. And when I come back, I'll use my American. And
What are you, a secret agent?
pretty much different names, different titles, different
Wow.
aliens, different photos. Yeah.
We're admitting a lot on this, this
Yeah.
episode.
So I'll go over there, and the first time I was so excited to finally use it because I didn't use it until I was like 5 years ago, and I was so my plane landed so late that I was expecting to be like, here we go, my first time in the UK, like come on in, citizen. I just like threw it at them, and they're like, go, go, go. So I didn't even get to appreciate that. I was like, oh yeah, I guess I used my passport, and I didn't. And it was still a massive line. So it wasn't like I passed all the dumb idiots who have to like check in and do customs, because I can pretty much avoid that
Wow, okay.
usually completely. Good times. Do you have any like going through customs horror stories, or just really long and it's really obnoxious?
I traveled a bunch abroad when I was a child. I have not traveled in my adult life to another country.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I think the last time I left the country, maybe 12, maybe 13. Yeah, I haven't. I've taken trips. I've went to Hawaii. I've went to Puerto Rico, but all these places are still within the U.S. So they're not the same.
I also don't like traveling because
You're still on this?
no. In my line of work, when we do travel, I have to like think of visas, and you also have to take like vaccinations and stuff going to certain places.
Yeah.
Crime, you know. I did a show down in Mexico once, and I literally had to pay off the cartel in order for us to like film there.
Nuh-uh.
Oh yeah, we had to give money to the mayor because the mayor was working with them, and then they let us film from sunup to sundown. And if we weren't back over the border before the sun went down, it was like free game for them to like, and they knew exactly what hotel we were at and where we were at, and it was like the scariest thing ever.
Like, guys, we got to wrap up now.
100%.
Yeah, that's wild.
I had to wear a scarf too, so that like a certain scarf, when we were out there walking and like doing stuff, the security guards would like point to like, they had like cartel snipers up there watching us, and they knew that we were clear to pass through like certain parts of town. And I was like, what are we doing? I was like, I want to go home. It's crazy.
What is the world you exist
Yeah,
in?
I don't understand.
That's wild. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm starting to understand the not wanting to travel thing, because you've dealt with cartels.
Yeah. They wanted to do, and this was on different shows, but one of the shows was they wanted to do it in Mexico at like this tequila distillery. But to get there was like all cartel roads. So we had to like get helicopters to like go over the roads. Otherwise, because we've heard stories where like they've stopped like the production crew and just gunned them down. So, but they were like, we still want to go. I'm like, okay.
What's a cartel road? You just said that casually. What does that mean? A cartel road?
There are certain roads throughout Mexico that like the cartel will wait on and do like their own kind of checkpoints and stuff. That it's like known to like not go down there.
So they see helicopters, they're like, dang it.
But the tourists don't know not to go down there unless they have a guide with them. So that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for tourists to like go down these roads, and then they take them. Yeah.
Take them?
Oh yeah.
This episode
As
got
what was
really
explained to me.
cool. This episode got really cool.
Hey, I think maybe you should say the next
when
tip.
you travel
because-
abroad, safety is number one.
I mean, how about you read your next tip? Because it seems super topical.
Number 7, everyone, research where you're going. Take time to understand the culture, customs, how long the wall is, local laws, tipping practices.
The cartel.
The cartel, and basic phrases in the local language. Learn what gestures are considered rude, what clothing is appropriate, and what behaviors might be disrespectful. It's not just about avoiding mistakes, it's about entering a new place with humility and awareness. Knowing the information will help you enjoy your trip, avoid misunderstandings, and show respect to the people and places you're visiting. See, that's the other thing. we're going over to these places. I don't know. It's a different language. It's a different area. I don't know how things operate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the research part. It sounds you did a bunch of research before you went to the cartel.
I see you being someone that could stand out like a sore thumb, and then on one hand, I see you being someone who blends in, like in Indiana Jones, where he's like, he blends in, he knows the languages, he disappears.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I see that being you, like, suddenly you're just in Tuscany, and I'm like, oh my God, he's in beige, and I don't know where he is, and everyone's drinking wine. I mean, that's you anyway, but I was like, what?
I like how he was in beige. I can imagine it.
They're in beige.
They look great.
There was, back in the day, this is a funny story, when me and my family went to Cabo once. We stayed there for like 2 weeks, and when I am in the sun, I tan like really well. And I was a kid, and I just had like facial hair, like mustache, like popping out or whatever. And when we were on the plane going back, we got like pulled over. Like they thought that I was like kind of like illegal, so I like had to go through like all the.
This is a funny story for you?
No, I guess not.
So they like searched my butthole and
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, so my mom was like, "No, this is my son." Like, whoa, and they're like, "Okay, what? I don't know. Where'd you get him?
Prove
like,
it.
Now I understand your hesitation. At the beginning of
Yeah,
this
it's
episode,
just
I
really
just thought
revealing. We were judging
you
you.
were just a naysayer to be this weird naysaying character, but you
But you're
have.
traveling
So what did you
abroad.
think? You could be some white girl, and you're like, "Woo! I'm going to Barcelona." Well,
no,
we're gonna
I've
have
seen
fun and
horror
party and
movies.
sleep with a hot foreign guy, and that's what it is. And then you go home with a big bag of money. Is that what this thing?
That
The
sounds
world is dangerous and scary. And
Well,
dark.
yeah, you're dealing with cartels and you're you're being searched like you're an illegal immigrant.
Yeah, it's not all Emily in Paris. Okay,
It should be.
it's not.
It legally should be.
not.
Tip number 6. Book the big stuff early. Secure your flights, accommodations, and any long-distance transportation, like trains or ferries, well in advance to ensure availability and better pricing. You'll save money, avoid last-minute panic, and look like a travel god to your friends. Nobody wants to show up to the airport a day late or accidentally fly home before the real fun even starts. A little planning now means a lot more peace later.
This is true, and it's less expensive.
I
My
would
cousin
actually
waited to the very last minute to fly to the wedding, and they had to go into like Germany and then take a boat and a train, and like it was bad.
I will say sometimes, because other times I found I
Unless you're
book.
trying to do all that stuff.
No, I book a lot of travel now, and I've noticed there's also like some weird shit where like they'll release seats later that are sometimes cheaper than the other seats. It's very strange, but also airlines are terrible.
Yeah,
So,
that's
not this episode, but get wrecked,
Yeah.
American. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to plan.
How early do you plan your trips to Scotland?
I have one that I planned for June. It is now April, and I haven't bought anything. So
Okay.
that I'm kind of pretty close, but it's mainly schedule stuff. Like I try to. Sometimes I have stuff right at that time, so I have to figure out when it's going to stop so I can do my trip, or I just say, "Hey, I'm going in September," and my boss is like, "All right, cool. We'll just book stuff around your travel."
Cool.
So I'm very lucky in that regard. But I try to go with my year, like into next year. I'm like, okay, I know I want to go this time and this time. That's kind of it. Nice. But I have a lot of travel stuff this year, so that makes it more complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to just, if I can go to Scotland specifically twice a year, but if not, it's yeah.
Oh yeah.
If I can, once for sure.
Actually, there was one more place I wanted to go, but I forgot on that list because I'm going to it. I'm going to Norway.
Yay! I want to go.
Why?
A wedding. What brings you to most places? People's weddings. Tip number 5: pack smarter, not harder. Choose clothing that works for the weather and the activities you'll be doing. Layers are always a smart choice. Aim for items that can be worn more than once and mixed with other pieces. Don't overpack shoes. Make sure to bring the essentials: travel-sized toiletries, chargers, power adapters, any medication, and a small first aid kit just in case. Pack your bags with intention, not just impulse. And snacks. Always snacks.
Here's the thing. Andrew and I have been invited to Alex's bachelor party in Las Vegas. Now, while that's not abroad, we will definitely need to be packing a large first aid kit for sure. So that was important when we made that. I was like, okay, so we're first aid kit, what else are we gonna need? I mean, probably
Money
like
to pay
we're
off the cartel.
Yeah, we're definitely. That's what I say. We're gonna. It's like we're traveling abroad. We're gonna need multiple passports. We're gonna need bribe money. We're gonna need a large first aid kit. We're gonna need
Dual citizenship.
Dual citizenship. Yeah, we're gonna need multiple IV bags to get us going every day.
Yeah, and the bachelor party is going to take 18 months to complete.
Right.
Okay.
Because we're gonna be walking the whole time.
No,
What do you want to be doing the whole time?
nothing.
Just bacheloring.
Just drinking. No, pack smarter, not harder. I'm with you on that. When I went to Italy, I didn't pack enough stuff. And
No?
No. And I didn't like the clothes. I like to buy out.
I
there,
always
so.
overpack. I go, I better to have it and not need it, need to not have it. And almost always I go, you know what? I'm glad I brought that. But if I didn't, I go, oh shit. And the one time I've had, actually we'll get into that later of mishaps. But yeah, it's like I'd rather have the stuff because also though, I've overpacked and then on the way back, because I brought things home, it was like 5 pounds over. And the one's like, you have to get rid of stuff. It's like, these are all my clothes. Like I can't you have to get rid of something. So I like put stuff in my backpack and it was still 2 pounds. And so I went up and I put my foot on the scale underneath and lifted it. And I shoved my foot underneath so it wasn't like wavering. And then she's like, okay, you're under. I was like, perfect. And my foot is still
Your
sore.
foot's up.
We're like
You're
literally
up,
like shoved underneath the scale. Yeah, it was perfect.
You're a little clever, little.
A little devil. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna make
Little
sure those
devil.
candies were getting back, those chocolates. We're getting back my
That's
bag.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't fuck around.
No, we don't. All right, let's take a break.
Okay, let's do it.
Hey, everybody. Are you tired of buying expensive, low-quality foods? I know I am. And that's why it's time to discover the authentic taste of Italy with Botticelli Foods.
They are a family-owned brand that delivers farm-to-table products straight to your dinner table. Experience the rich flavors of their Italian cuisine, which has been passed down from generation to generation.
If you go to BotticelliFoods.com and use the promo code Doozy, that's DOOZY at checkout, you too can get 10% off all Botticelli food products.
I'm talking about every kind of sauce you could think of: olive oils, balsamics, and many, many more flavorful products.
I remember Botticelli foods are extraordinary and outstanding, just like the men of Doozy.
Buy Botticelli's now.
That's right. You want to travel abroad? Go to the Botticelli's out in Italy. Right from the source, baby.
There you go.
We now go to our favorite segment, checking in with Jose. Jose, have you ever traveled abroad?
Hey guys. Yes, I've been overseas a couple times. Well, I guess not overseas. I went to Japan. I went to Iceland. I went to Alaska, which I guess that doesn't count. I went to Mexico, which I guess that does kind of count because I'm flying over the border, but I'm technically not. Been to Mexico, been to Peru, been to. I think that's it. All right, y'all. Have a good night. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I should be going to bed now.
Whoa!
Oh, machi.
What a breath of fresh air that guy is, huh?
Traveling abroad indeed.
All right, let's go back. I got more wall to walk.
So what was this you were saying about mishaps?
Do we have any? Do we have any things or travel nonsense? I had a suitcase that never arrived until the last day, and it was in Scotland.
Okay.
And I went over for my grandmother's funeral, and I had all of my things packed, and so I'm just sitting there waiting at the thing turning, and this woman in broad Scottish accent is like, "You Matthew?" I was like, "Yes." She's like, "It's not here." I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Yeah."
Next.
I was like, "Get out." So what do I do? And the service was the next day, so I had to go find an outfit for it. So I had to go to the mall, go shopping, and then literally up until like 20 minutes before we left to the funeral home, my brother and I were running back from town with dress shoes that I just bought. And then I tried on my outfit, and the seam of my leg was coming undone. So someone had to sew it, and it was blue thread. So then we had to fill it in with a Sharpie. So my grandmother was probably thought that was the funniest thing on the planet. But the whole time I'm like, this is terrible. And then the last day, it shows up and it's like I didn't have a toothbrush, nothing. I had to borrow everything from everyone. And our friend DJ has the exact same story going back to Florida for his grandmother's. He lost his bag, so he had to buy everything as well. But his bag was then over. They lost his bag, and so then his bag was over the weight limit, and they wouldn't let it on the plane. He goes, no, you lost my bag. I had to buy new clothes. And they're like, sorry, you can't fly if your bag's. And so he has like the worst version of this where he was like screaming in the airport. They're like, fine, sir, just go. And he's like, you lost my bag. And I'm like, that's the worst. That's immediately I become a grump when stuff like that happens.
I have found that I understand the joys of people who pack a bag that just fits in the carry-on. Geniuses. I love that. All the travel I'm doing this year, including even to Norway, will just be in a bag that can fit above. That's all it is.
Never.
That's all it is. Then I don't need to worry about people losing my shit.
I know.
And that's what it is.
Yeah. Whenever I
I
travel,
want to be like, I got kidnapped.
yeah,
So the cartel.
yeah. One time I was, yeah. No, I lost my baggage once, and I was wearing pajamas on the plane. So I always like dress up when I go on an airplane now, because I'm like, if I lose my stuff, I could wear this the next like 2 days. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just in like fucking.
Otherwise, I was.
You're in like Pikachu Crocs and like in
exactly.
fuzzy pants.
I had like plaid, like it was bad, dude. Pajamas. Straight up pajamas. Spider-Man shirt with the webs under my arms.
Oh my God.
With a little like "Don't Wake Daddy" hat
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Little Monsters Inc. hat on. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Trial and error, baby.
Love that.
Yeah.
Travel trial and error is something that hits hard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's more just dealing with the airlines. I don't like that.
No.
Yeah, because I've done that where every time now I see the transfer time between flights, like you land and you go to another plane, and it's like 50 minutes. I'm like, no, if it's delayed at all, my bag is not making on that plane.
No.
It's true.
Like there's no way. That's why in Scotland it was 2 flights and they were an hour apart, and one just didn't make it to the other side of the airport. And they're like, yeah, your bag's still like in Canada. Like, that's the different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also on flights, when I was coming back from Paris, to and from Paris, or to Italy, the chairs in front of you go literally into your face. And I have to like then move mine back to get like some kind of space. I'm too big for the airlines.
Well, that's also a fault of the first class of those planes. I think you get a bed.
You do.
I think you get a whole bed.
Yeah, it's
fucked
wild. You're in a giant lazy boy that folds out into a fucking queen size bed. It's lovely.
So
Fucked up.
We'll get it one day, boys.
we'll get it one day. Yeah, we'll be.
When we go to Japan, when we go to walk the Great Wall in China, yeah, we'll bring a bed along too. So every time you walk it, we could just lay it out for you.
How awesome of a video would that be? Not.
Or it's just like a bed, like a bed on wheels, like that you can just remote control drive, and so then it just sends you along the wall.
I slept the entire wall.
I slept for 18 months.
That'd be great.
All right, let's get into these tips.
Number 4, everyone, have backup copies of everything.
That's true.
Your passport, your ID, your travel insurance, your reservation confirmations. Screenshot it, email it to yourself, and save it to the cloud. And print a physical copy just in case. Keep one copy in your luggage and another in your day bag. If your phone dies, gets stolen, or you're somewhere with no service, having easy access to your documents can save you your entire trip. A few minutes of prep now can save hours of stress later. In Italy, Lauren, she lost her phone.
Steady.
Okay, she
Careful.
lost her phone on a bus. So the wedding was, we took a bus to this castle in the middle of nowhere out in Italy, right? The bus then brought us back to Florence. We get back, we go to the hotel for one more day, and we're just hanging out in the hotel, and she's like, I don't have my phone. And I'm like, where is this, like, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, I got on the bus, and I put it down on the chair next to me, and I'm like, okay. And I looked up her location, and I literally saw the bus leaving Florence, going like an hour or two out into like the hills where like the bus, like the major bus station was. And I had to like try to communicate with everyone who didn't speak English to get this phone back.
Did you get it back?
So I ended up getting in touch with the guy. And I was like, is there a bus, like a phone on the bus? And he's like, yeah. He's like, there's a red bus that's going to be in Florence tomorrow morning. He'll meet you back at like the major bus station there. And I'm like, what time? He's like, I don't know, like 10. I'm like, okay. And I had to watch her like then come back through. I was chasing this red bus all around because he wouldn't stop. We met at the place, but he wouldn't open the door. And I was like, you have my phone. He's like, oh, yeah, meet me up there. But he'd go up there, and he would, like, keep going. So I had to, like, track him and follow him. It was crazy.
It became a Born Identity movie?
Yeah.
It was like,
It sounds like the worst James Bond movie. Get my phone!
I was literally
Get my phone!
climbing the rooftops. It was like Assassin's Creed.
And then you dove off into a
literally-
fucking thing of fucking hay. Yeah.
And he finally stopped, and he's like, is this your? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, you.
Fuck.
Wow, that's crazy.
And Lauren's like, oh, hey, thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
Thanks. And you're like, I have been...
She was like, oh, my God.
Tip number 3.
I love it here.
Stay connected, but not glued. Arrange international phone coverage through your provider, or consider a local SIM card or eSIM. Download necessary apps and offline maps before departure. Make sure someone knows your travel plans. And while you're at it, live the trip. Don't just post it. One photo of your gelato is cute. 50, you stop tasting it, baby. You stop tasting it. I see this all the time where people are like, oh, look, I'm in the Bahamas, or I'm doing this thing. And I'm like, you have 40 photos on your story with detailed like tags and stuff. Like, when are you doing this? Like, even when I post stuff, it's always when I'm pooping. But even then, I get maybe one story in. You know what I mean?
She could be shitting a lot.
A lot of shit, and depends on the water, depends on the
It
travel.
depends on
shit.
how far you're walking down the Great Wall of China, you know.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. I like being like, oh, look what I'm doing. But also, there's a point where it's like pretty braggadocious, and I'm like, shut up.
I would do the story if I was traveling the wall. And I'd be like, more wall.
Here I am. Another, guess what? Surprise.
1 month in, here's
Surprise.
the wall.
Wall.
2 months in, wall. Can't get enough of that wall.
Charlie Brown's teacher. Wall. Here I am.
4 months in, gelato break on the wall.
Oh, here we got some gelato here in
Yeah.
the Great Wall of China wall.
Month 5, paid off the cartel.
Yeah, Month 9, I am 100 pounds skinnier. I am malnourished.
9,
My legs
Help.
are help.
Help!
send help.
Tip number 2.
What's at the end of the wall? Is there like something like
No.
A gift shop. Like, it's not a
Probably.
rainbow.
it's a gift shop?
It's not a rainbow.
What's like the grand prize at the end of this wall?
There's no grand prize.
There's suddenly like a leprechaun. Like, oh fuck! You're like, damn.
As you progress down the wall, does like the whole, like, you finally get to the end, it's a shop, and there's some guy that's like, no one's been here for years.
No.
No one's made it to the end of the wall.
No, it's
There are
actually,
people who live along the wall.
It's also
and you could just enter from a different point in the wall.
and also that's
No,
just
there's a beginning and an end.
no that's also just another
you
beginning to the
made
wall.
it.
Who's this guy?
Huh?
Who's this guy?
Johnny Walls.
Johnny Walls. Johnny Walker.
Jesus.
Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Tip number 2, keep an open mind, which I do not have about this trip. Flights get delayed. Trains get missed. The restaurant you were excited about might be closed. Plans will shift. Weather will surprise you, and your Wi-Fi will absolutely fail right when you need it most. That's okay. Keep important information accessible. Allow extra time for travel days, and remain adaptable to the new situation. Laugh, learn, love, and be flexible. The best travel stories are born when nothing goes to plan.
Like Assassin's Creeding a bus.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
literally chasing this guy in the middle of downtown
And he's
Florence.
like-
he was literally just like, keep going. I'll meet you at the next stop. And I'm like, what the
Or were there people on his bus?
Yeah. But he was just like doing the stops, but he wouldn't stop for me just to give me the phone. I had to like literally chase him down.
Couldn't he just open the door and you get on?
That's what I was trying. I was like, please, just like throw it out the window or something. Like, please, I don't want to. I'm not chasing you. And he's like, come.
I'd be like, come on.
I was literally just like, you have the phone. He was like, yeah. He's like, it was like in an envelope. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, so give it to me,
like-
please. And then he was like, and then he went around the corner. I was like,
Uh-huh. yeah. And then what?
I
And then what?
went,
Then you stabbed his tires.
I grabbed him and I was like, yeah. He was a Templar.
And
It was a
and then what does he say as you're holding his body?
yeah.
As what's like, in the memory?
You have not foiled our plans.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, I just wanted the phone.
He's like, we will live on without the phone.
I don't care. I just want the phone. And then I just
And then he goes, we took the SIM card.
and
to another
everything I
location."
did to try to just like go home dove me deeper into that world. You know?
And so now you're an assassin.
Yeah.
And so
I
now.
didn't want to be.
Oh, so what we need to do is have Lauren go with you to the wall, and then someone take the phone and run down the wall. So you're constantly chasing them down the wall.
Yeah.
For 18 months. Or however you got to catch them.
No, I told Lauren if she ever loses her phone again, I'm never going after her.
She has to go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the spinoff.
That'd be a good
okay.
18-month trip.
You would never see her again. Yeah, she would be like, "Where are you? I can't call. You can't call her."
I know.
Yeah. So keep an open mind.
Keep an open mind that it could be awesome or it could all go to shit.
Have you ever had a trip where it's just like a random day or something? You're like, let's do this random ass thing, and it was like super fun.
Yeah, but locally.
You mean like in New Jersey? What do you mean locally abroad? Where?
Yeah,
what?
locally, just in New Jersey.
Oh, you know how this is like travel abroad.
Yeah, travel abroad. This is
episode. It's like when we travel abroad. We do that. Yeah.
I have a story that I again was super young, so I don't remember all of the details, but I do know they kind of let us run wild in Madrid one day, and I found a store that just sold swords, and I found an actual gun blade that was like a blade with the gun on it, and it had like a groove cut in the blade that the like a ball was meant to move down. So the whole plan of this thing was to like stab it into someone and then shoot them off your sword, which is insane.
The rest of the world is just Assassin's Creed.
Creed. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. That's it. That's it. That's all it is.
We are GTA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The rest of the world is Assassin. That's why. Can you imagine if it was? I mean, I guess they did have Assassin's Creed in America. Stupid. But. Can you
Well, it
imagine-
was old.
Yeah.
Every one of them has been old. Actually.
Yeah. All of them is old, but we're just GTA and just strippers and fun stuff. That's
true.
all like a lot of stabbing and jumping off buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of tall buildings in that one game though. It's just trees. The American version of Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah,
pretty
the
lame.
Colonial or
Yeah.
Revolutionary War. Is that the one?
I don't know.
3. Talking about the third
Yeah,
one.
I think so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it good? Did you seems like you played
The
it?
3 was great, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
3 was so good. That's when they first introduced like having your own ship and like ship battles, which then led to Black Flag.
I don't think so. Is that 3 with the
No, I'm
Colonial
correct.
America?
I'm correct.
Colonial America?
Yeah.
Right.
And then
right.
they were
But
like,
it would just
"Fuck,
and
we
they just
should
happened
do
to be
this,
good.
but in like pirates." Yeah.
I like how we're
really?
traveling abroad, but we just got to video games. We're not even fucking. I don't even.
Well, everything is pretty much abroad in those games, so we're not wrong.
That's true.
The one was just in Japan, right? Is it Japan? Shadows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And in real time, you travel the Great Wall. In that
And
one.
the game is Assassin's Creed Great Wall.
Yeah, that's a Great Wall.
You just climb up a turret and then jump back.
I like this.
You got
I
really
like-
clumpy. You got really tapped. Yeah. I also
Yeah.
imagine that's just you on a stage tap dancing, and then opening up your arms to the audience like this, going now. Yeah. Perfect. Hey.
Yeah, you wish.
Yeah, what is the topic of this episode?
All right, let's get to number 1. We're on the top 1 topic bit now.
This is you. This is your topic.
Number 1, baby. Be respectful, be curious, and be present. Respect local customs, follow guidelines, and be mindful of cultural norms. Stay present and engaged in your surroundings. Traveling abroad is an opportunity to connect with new people, places, and perspectives. You're a guest in someone else's country. Learn a few phrases, try their food, listen to their stories. Treat it like a gift, not a checklist. You're not just taking a vacation, you're expanding your world.
You're expanding abroad. That joke is mine now. Thank you. Thank you.
I like that. I like that, to treat it like a gift, not a checklist. Was that you? Is that your writer brain? Wow.
I wrote it on ChatGPT. I don't actually write these. I don't give a fuck, dude. You don't even read yours. Don't look at me.
I read and write mine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I do write these, and I do ask for the tips, but I did write that, yes. Expanding the world.
That's beautiful. Wow.
I know. I can't help but be a master. What can I say? But I do agree. I think that I like to go with a certain amount of plan, things I'd like to do, and give and take, and then see, and then like to just let a day be a wild card and be like, what is this going to be? Walk around and be like, oh shit, what is this? And places that I know, I mean, mainly just Scotland, but places that I know I want to go and do things that I've never done or I have no idea, or places that I've never been to. I'm like, oh, that's fun, because there's always things you're never going to see at all. Even New York, there's like, oh shit, I don't know what this is, or things change, and you're like, cool.
It's true. I've never went to the 9/11 memorial, and I worked at the Oculus for 5 years.
True. Yeah, well, that's
there's things that
You've never been there?
Nope.
That's a sad museum. You know.
Still?
Oh. Yeah, in all my time here, I've never been. So it's just, even into these years.
You could just do a VR drone. You could just do a Soarin'.
Yeah, you just do
of the 9/11.
Oh my god. 9/11 Soren is. I don't even tell me what the smells would be. Don't tell me what the smells would be.
I don't want this. We should fucking end this episode before we get canceled.
I got more, but I'm going to stop.
Thank you, everyone, for watching the Meta
Go out
Doozy
there and
podcast.
travel. You're going to love it. You're going to hate it, and it's all part of the experience.
Yeah, let it be what
But there's a great world out there.
God.
There's a great
and
wall.
You should go out there and
Walk the Great Wall.
walk the Great Wall. I think I actually might do it, you know?
No, you're not.
No, I don't.
No, I
That's
don't.
18 months. Are you going to do that?
Yeah, what else am I going to do?
This? All right, let's get the fuck out of
All
here.
right, great. We love you.
Okay, thank you everyone for watching the Meta Doozy podcast.
Please comment what your favorite tip was and share this episode with everyone you know.
We're on all social medias and audio platforms.
And if there's something that you want to learn about and have us teach you while we also learn about it, let us know.
We'll see you next episode.
Buy some Botticellis.
Yeah.
Walk the Great Wall of China.
Do it. We love you.